We have a bit of a low-key update we want to make, bit alpha, but we now have multiplayer working. So here's the artist. Here is the artist. Artist. There's the artist. Okay, nice. That was supposed to be a little more seamless. Um, there's the artist. So hello, Kajua.
Hey.
So this is the scene you made, and now we can both look at it together, enjoy it, and do something like add a top hat to it. So I'm gonna attempt, and you're gonna watch and judge favorably. Pick a color, and let me just so you can see, and you can zoom around and watch what I'm doing as you like. The other person can't actually interact yet, the guest, that is. So you get to just watch me do terrible things to your once beautiful piece of artwork. I'll make it a little better. There, now it's kind of a floppy top hat. Amazing. So there we go. Multiplayer. It's working, or collab, or whatever you might want to call it. Again, little basic for now. It's in alpha. Things will probably blow up. It's only one person at a time, one guest for the moment, but it's a lot of fun. And yeah, okay. Thanks for joining us. You may
Thanks.
escape out of the world here, and I promise not to save my changes. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Is that okay? So seriously, like I really have to delete them, but no. Okay, there we go. I have a backup. Don't worry. So the other two items we've added are really aimed at MR game development. We're trying to do some of our own. It's becoming a lot more exciting now with the Quest 3 coming out, or has already come out at this point. So we've added a couple helpers for that and are testing them out. For the first one, I'll just create a brand new scene. And at this point, I'll turn on the pass-through. And come to think of it, you will see that I'm currently living in a 100-year-old house that's being worked on. But don't worry about that. Let's ignore it. Let me also turn off the floor grid. Okay, yep. Cool. So first one is, let's say you're developing a MR game and you have a little better setting than this or not. That's the thing, is you don't know what your player is going to have to work with, and you want to be able to see what they're going to see as you're developing, so you can iterate and get it correctly as quickly as possible. So yes, that's a can of Pico de Gallo holding up my window. Again, let's just not concentrate. Focus on that. I'm going to draw, let's say your game has, usual good MR concept, portals popping out of the windows. So the player's windows get turned into portals. So I'm going to go in here. Oops, you know what? I forgot. First, danger zone, turn on the room mode. So that's going to, whoa, that was a little bit of distortion. That's going to tell the app that you're now ready to start working relative to actual room scale. So I'm going to draw, kind of a sweet portal thing here on this window. And now, of course, I want to make it a lot better than that, but I don't want to do it right here because I'm going to put my hand through that window sooner or later, or knock the can out that's holding it up. One of the two. So I'm going to flip back to the freeform mode. And don't really see any difference here. It's still in pass-through, but now I can just move it around. I'll turn off pass-through for the moment. So looking at this, I can kind of move and do all the usual stuff I would. Let's just make this a little bit better. Maybe it's more of a blue portal. I'm going to pop this out and give it a bit of substance. Let's see. I don't want this back, but I do want to add maybe just a little more interest. And that color is hurting my eyes. I'm going to make it less hurty. Whatever. Green portal. So something like this. And then let's draw like the actual rift or whatever is going on in this. So I can kind of pull that back. Just sketching things out real quick. I promise I'll hurry up here and get to the interesting part. It's always hard for me to avoid getting a little more into the art. Anyway, okay, that's good enough for this demo. We've got a little bit of what might be a portal. That's terrible, but pretend it's great. So I've got that there. It's going to appear in the window. I'll switch back to MR room mode, so it appears right back there as it was. I don't have to kind of try and reorient it. And of course, this is still editable. So I can come over here, grab this. I'll use the pick up as copy, grab this thing. I'm going to place it on the other window. Ooh, I lost a polygon in there at some point. You know what? Let's just, let's fix that. So, I said, let's fix it. Oh, maybe I bugged something out. Yep, there it is. All good. Nobody saw that. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. So that's where it's going to appear on the other window, minus the fan and the cardboard box. And you can start to see how things are going to appear in your MR world. Even better, when you export this, it's going to come out with exactly the same scale. So if you have it looking correct here, you really know this is exactly what your user is going to see, player, game, whatever player is going to see, and you don't have to mess around with scale getting it right. It just works, and you can go as detailed as you want in here, so your prototype gets a lot simpler to do. Really excited using this a bunch myself. Okay, we're getting a little too long on this, so I'm going to, I don't know why I bothered saving that. It's not very pretty. Let's jump over to the last item. So I will exit back here and pick something like, let's say I have this, this one. This little well scene that I made a long time ago. And maybe this you also want to appear into your world, something like that, but you want to make sure that, let's see, I'll turn back on pass-through. So looking at it like this, if I wanted this, to appear on someone's table, something to that effect, it's really hard to see that, right? So it's not occluding correctly, of course, and that's going to get a little better, or actually quite a bit, looks like, with Quest 3 eventually. But sometimes you just want it to work really, really well and not require resources or computation. So we have the hologram view mode, and that's going to just automatically plop whatever you have there right onto the surface. So again, the person has set up their surfaces using the Oculus Presence Platform scene understanding, so it knows that, well, even if actually I can draw a custom volume over here, which is not in at the moment, but if I point at that surface, it appears right there and goes to the ceiling as well. So this means you can really quickly, and I can still move and scale things around here, of course, but I can set it down onto that surface. I'll get a little closer. I can set it right onto the surface there. That's where the scene understanding has placed it, or the player has. And it looks pretty nice. That way you can see it without that messy occlusion. And also, kind of where we started with this actually was we wanted this to be used for, again, with a new multiplayer multiplayer collaboration. So people could come in and kind of view things all together in one place. Importantly, you cannot edit this while you're in this mode. It's meant to be sort of a presentation as well, or a way that you can say, hey, let's look at this piece of art or prototype that we're working on together, and no one can accidentally mess it up. But people would be able to, in the future, we hope, sort of dive in and do editing, and you can watch their avatars bounce around there and do the work. And, all get together on a piece of art like that. So that is it for that one. Let's jump back to the main menu and turn off pass-through so you don't have to keep seeing that mess back there. Thanks everyone for taking a look. Again, this is some pretty new stuff, especially the multiplayer. To access that, just make sure you jump over to help and extras down here. And then if you look, we've changed this up a little bit. All the big updates coming up, we're now going to put over here on the left. So you can click right on this. It'll open up the Oculus browser, go right to the Polysketch page that talks about how to use multiplayer. And the same thing for those room modes, if you want to check those, or the view modes. Also a quick link to just chat and get to the various useful videos and such. Privacy policy, we don't do anything to record. And then over here, this is how you would join the online stuff. But don't want to go into too much detail. It's all over here. Click on that when you load this up, and you'll be able to check it out. So one last note, if you are not part of Polysketch or the early access or anything, just want to try it out, just let us know. Of course, we're happy to let folks in and try it out. Catch to that is we will definitely email you occasionally to get your feedback. So if you just hate talking to us, you can also purchase it at the moment. Just count that as sort of supporting the early development, and it is quite early, but fun stuff for sure. Okay, thanks a bunch. Anything works, give us contact. I was going to say a call, but of course it's just an email or a Discord chat, whatever you want. We'd love to see how you use this, and especially take some videos, try it out with friends, and share to us how that goes. Thanks so much. See you around.